What's going on, everybody? What's going on, David, Travis, and Sean? What's going on, dudes? Brockton, I put the link in the group thing if you're up and around, unless you're coming back from a job or not. Yeah. I don't know about you being busy up there with the summer, but us here on the Cape, it's full-blown tourists everywhere. Stopping every 2 seconds behind you and in front of you. There's cars everywhere. But I just figured I'd see if what Buddy's got going on. I put that in there too. If anybody else wants to come up, Travis, I can actually send you the link. Maybe I can actually put it in here from my phone. Let's see. Invite guests, copy. David, how are you, man? Treasure Coast. How's that little mini cube doing? Does that seem to grab right onto stuff? Oh, come on. There we go. And I can post it here. That should have worked. Anyways, don't know if everybody remembers, but Josh saved my magnet once again. But this week, I went out with Buddy. And even though Josh has saved 3 magnets for me, I finally got a chance to save one and pulled Buddy's up. Anybody else hanging around here? So, anyways, with summer coming and the tourists and all that, I'm trying to find like really cool spots, and just went live the other day and got a video, and it was pretty amazing. Even though we're getting drenched in rain right now, it was a great day the other day. Summer's finally here. Hey, Mona, how are you? Not much going on. Does anybody actually know? Oh, here comes Travis. Has anybody heard anything about Anita? Anybody at all? Like how she's doing? Here comes Travis. There we go.
What's up, man?
What's happening, dude?
Oh, hang on. I got to turn something off. I keep hearing you again.
Okay. Hey, Steven, how you doing?
There we go.
Awesome. What's happening?
Can you hear me now? Oh, hold up a second. Let me get something.
Sure.
There we go.
There you go. Magnetar hat on.
Yeah. Dude,
Sweet.
That cube is awesome.
Yeah. Does it like really grab onto? Now, have you been near any rocks with it?
Oh, yeah. It's getting a test this Saturday. We're going to take it out to that boat lock that we did. There is so much trash in the water there. It's not even funny.
There's a spot like that in Taunton where I was there for maybe an hour and a half, and I filled 2 5-gallon buckets up and had to leave because I didn't have any more buckets.
Dude, we filled the back of my truck.
Good Lord.
That's the one where Easton got that piece of angle iron that was bigger than him.
Right.
And weighed more than him. We got 2 street signs, tons of sprinkler pipe. I mean, you name it, it was down there. I got that big piece that came off the 12 by 12 timber doors. And then I got this giant, and it was like 3 foot long and maybe 5 inches around. And I think it was a roller off one of the doors that was underwater.
That's strange.
It was. It had a square head bolt in it.
I nearly got a mooring pipe this week, but I couldn't. Every time it would come up, it would just slide off the top.
I hate when that happens, dude.
Yeah, couldn't get it enough, and I knew it just came from that dock itself, but that was the heaviest thing. But are you finding that it like kind of snaps onto stuff because it's got a flatter?
It snaps hard. Like I went to pull the first pair of pliers he pulled up.
Yeah.
He had to hold that rope with 2 hands. I was like, whoa.
Wow.
But you get near it, that thing will grab a screwdriver off of a table 10, 12 inches away.
Good Lord. Really?
Away? Yeah, I was kind of concerned that it wasn't going to be that great because it's so much smaller, but it's still 3,000 pounds.
Wow. So, and how much does it weigh? Can you like throw it real far?
Oh, dude, I use a 100-foot rope and I could throw it 100 feet.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, I could definitely. It's kind of in between. His magnet is the same size as a Terror that he usually uses.
Right.
And it's in between that and my 3,500-pound magnet.
Gotcha.
So it's right in the middle.
I like the Terra too. That's the one I've been using lately because the Titan is like 5 pounds.
Yeah.
And it kills your arm after a while.
Yeah, my magnet's like the same size as the Titan. But it's the one I've been using. I think it's a Beast. It's from Premier Products or something like that. I don't know, but it's like a 3,600-pound pull. But I think mine's a little bit bigger around, but a little bit shallower.
Okay.
Than the Kratos.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because we just got the Titan from Mark that's cracked. And we went and used it in salt water a couple of times, and now it's gaping.
Yeah. The salt water, I mean, that's what it is all around here too.
Yeah, and it was already cracked real bad when we got it from them, so.
Right. Yeah.
But, I can't wait for them to get the Mega Cube back in stock.
Oh, so you can't even order it right now if you want it?
No, they won't even have them back in stock, they said, till around June 20th.
Wow.
But using next. Oh, wait, hold on. What? Treasure.
Oh, brothers. Yeah. There we go. Where's Mark been? I haven't seen him around since he hasn't been doing the lives. I haven't seen much of him.
Yeah, he's been remodeling his house. Okay. So he's been crazy busy with that. And I haven't talked to him that much either.
Right.
We usually talk every day, but last probably 2 weeks, he's been pretty tied up with that running around. So.
No.
Besides, he knows I've been hanging out with Nick because Nick's got a bigger magnet. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. With that Mega Cube, I mean, that must be. If that little one can do that from 10 to 12 inches away, I mean, I know how strong that is, but that can't be good for your body to have it around your body. What is it doing?
Yeah, I don't know, but Nick was kicking our butts when we did the collaboration.
Yeah.
Oh man, that Mega Cube, I think part of it is it lays so flat on the bottom.
Right.
And it's so strong. Like that little cube, you get within a foot of that with something, made out of some serious steel, and it snags it.
Right.
You know?
But that must be over a foot away. That's crazy.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. But oh man, he was pulling up stuff left and right. It was like there wasn't a lot there. Right. We got, I don't know, 4 or 5 fillet knives, and we covered a lot of ground. That was a big park with a lot of boardwalk and stuff.
Yep.
But I couldn't believe the boat ramps. There was like nothing there. Usually we get a few things.
Right.
I pulled up like some fishing line with some stinky seaweed. That was it. Like
that it always seems like boat launches smell the worst.
Yeah. Well, they come back, they clean their fish, throw it in the garbage cans around there, and they definitely always stink. But
it's nasty.
Yeah. But no, I can't wait to put that thing to the test this weekend, man. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Where are you guys going? Are you going out with Nick or with Mark?
No, neither one of them can go this weekend. I invited them both because there's so much stuff at this place. And right next to this lock that we did is a road bridge and a railroad bridge.
Okay.
And it's literally on one of the locks on Lake Okeechobee. And there's so much ground that we haven't even touched yet just by getting all the trash off the top. But that's also where I got that square spike from. That spike is like, yeah,
the big railroad spike.
No, it's not a railroad spike.
No,
it's a square spike that they use to build in big timbers. The guy I showed it to, he said they use those a lot in boats, but imagine a square nail,
Yep.
14 inches long
Okay.
and a little bit thicker.
Right.
And dude, when I pulled it up, it looked like rebar.
Yep.
But at the end, it was sticking out flat and pointy like that. And I thought, huh. So I dropped it on the ground, and out came a brand new square spike. I couldn't believe it.
That's crazy.
So yeah, that boat lock was built in 1917.
Right.
So I don't know if they just dropped it in the water, or it doesn't look like it's ever been hit with a hammer, because the heads on those, it's called a rose head. They actually lock it in a vise.
Right.
And then they heat it and peen the head over, and it kind of looks like a rose almost.
Yeah.
But I don't even think it's ever been hit with a hammer.
That's interesting, because I found not like that one, but I found bigger square nails in Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
in the Potomac, right.
I remember that video.
Right in the center of D.C. And it was crazy. I'm sure they were colonial.
Yeah.
They have to be old, just like that spike has to be old. That's been down there a while.
And the crazy thing was, I wasn't even sure when that place was built, but once I started doing some research and realized it was built in 1917, I was like, whoa. And that explained another piece of metal I pulled up. I pulled up a piece of square steel that was twisted.
Okay.
You ever see how they do that? They'll take square steel, they'll heat it red hot, and then twist it.
Twisting it like this?
Yes. And that was rebar in 1917.
Huh. Okay.
That's what the rebar was made out of. I went to my brother's house a couple of days later, and he was pulling some concrete out of the back of his truck with some of that sticking out. And I'm like, what is that from? He's like, they just tore down a silo down the street that was built in 1916.
Huh.
And I'm like, yeah, I just found a piece of metal like this in that concrete. He's like, that's rebar from back in that time.
Right.
That blew my mind. I didn't know that.
I'm just going to notice the guys here in chat. What's going on with Shane? And then David Wiley says it's a sad day. We weren't talking about anything sad, were we? I don't think so. Yeah. That is a sad day. Put one of your cats down.
Oh, that sucks. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, very sorry to hear that. I had to put a dog down about 3 months ago, so I feel your pain, man. David, that sucks. But
yeah, mine are getting up there. I think one's 10 and one's 8.
Right. I still have a when I rescued 2 Great Pyrenees, and I still have the other one. He's 13 years old, which for his breed is super old, but he walks around like normal. So
nice.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. The other one was only 11.
I know my dog gets 10. You'd swear to God he was a puppy the way he acts.
Yep.
He's full of energy, that's for sure.
The little dogs are. We have a little one too. My stepdaughter's dog. It's a little Jack Russell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he's chubby because he doesn't do much all day long. He just hangs out with her and lays down.
Yeah, my dog was supposedly, my bigger dog, a mix between a German Shepherd and a Golden Retriever.
Okay.
But a lady that groomed him once, she said he looks like a Leon Burger, which they're kind of like a Saint Bernard. She's like, he looks like a small one, and his fur is like that. Like his fur is, he doesn't stay wet very long.
Right.
It wicks water away, and if I let it grow, he looks like a bear. I'm not.
Wow.
Yeah, he's
I've actually I've met Leon Burgers.
Oh, really?
They're huge. Like purebred ones. Purebred ones are like 160, 170 pounds. They're huge.
Yeah, he's only 85 pounds, but when he's full of fur,
right,
you would think he was 120 or 150. He's so big. If he wasn't named already when we got him, his name definitely would have been Bear. Yeah.
I mean, these ones, like literally, like my arm would be bent, like petting them because.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I looked those up and looked at pictures, and they look kind of like Saint Bernards, but our other dog, he's a blue tick beagle, and he is sketchy. You can just see the crazy in his eyes.
Can you?
Oh my God, he climbs everything. Doesn't like to get his paws wet. He goes outside in the grass is wet. I come out, find him on top of a table or a chair.
That's the Jack Russell. Yeah. He tiptoes out in the backyard.
Like if somebody breaks in, the beagle's going to handle it. The big dog, his bark is like window rattling loud. but he ain't gonna do nothing but hug people. The beagle, he's gonna bite
beagle?
somebody.
So how many do you have?
Just two, just him and the
Okay.
blue tick beagle. But the
Okay.
blue tick beagle, he's not like the regular beagle. He's a little bit taller, and he's almost kind of muscular looking.
Really?
You know? Yeah,
Almost
yeah.
like a boxer, but like a beagle.
No, his face is like the same as a beagle, just shorter ears,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got that blue tick white all around him with the beagle colors, the black and the brown.
Okay.
But you want to talk about energy? He's got energy. He doesn't bark, but when he does, it sounds like something's killing him.
Wow.
It is the most blood curdling.
Like it's a scream instead of a bark.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
I had to break up a fight with him and a possum one night, and I think the possum was almost as big as him, and the possum was under my shed, and they were taking turns biting each other. That beagle was fearless. The big dog was kind of watching, like, I don't know what to do, man.
Right. Like, what are you doing?
I don't know what to do. I can't get in there.
All right. Well, let's see. Charlie just popped in. Loretta popped in and shared it. Yeah, I'll post it again here if anybody else is around and wants to join us here. So, Travis, one thing I wanted to talk to you about too, and I talked about music a ton of times before. I always see you wearing Slipknot shirts and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So you must be into metal and stuff.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. But I like everything though, dude.
I do too, but I definitely prefer anything that's
Yeah.
a little louder, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely been to a lot of concerts in my time.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we didn't have the crazy big festivals back in the day, but we had one on the West Coast when I lived on the West Coast of Florida called Livestock. And it was literally in cow pasture.
Wow.
And the bands that they had there, unreal. You could just camp out there. You could go for the day or you could camp.
Right.
And I learned my lesson the first time. I got my ear sunburned. I mean, I was just cracked and bleed. It was so bad because I didn't know what to bring really.
Right.
But some of the bands I've seen there, I saw Seven Dust when they first came out, Godsmack, Creed, Kid Rock. That was the first time I saw him, and that was amazing, dude. His show was unreal.
Back then he was. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. His stage show was pretty wild. He's kind of like Prince, where he would go around and play every instrument.
Right.
You know, then he did a whole Michigan montage of all Michigan artists. It's pretty wild. Good stuff.
Yeah, I learned my lessons similar to you at going to some of the Lollapaloozas.
Yeah.
The same thing would happen. You were out in the sun all day long, and it was on an airport. So it was just like on the strip.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the sun was beating down all day long, and everybody, you could see some people were miserable because they didn't wear anything.
Yeah, I was one of those people. And there was no running water out in the campground area.
No.
Nothing.
That's
so
horrible.
I found a spigot inside of the concert area. I was the happiest man on earth when I found that spigot. It was unreal.
The Family Values tour back in the day. I know which tour you're talking about, Charlie. I don't think I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had seen bands like Korn and stuff play. I just saw Slipknot recently, and I had never seen them before.
Dude, we had tickets right when the pandemic came out.
Right. This was right before that. This was when they were doing that like the big tour, and they had Gojira with them, and
yeah, we're actually going to see Korn and Gojira, and who else is with Korn and Gojira, honey?
What's that?
The concert in September. Who else? Korn,
Spirit Box, and Gojira.
Oh,
Spirit Box.
Yeah, Spirit Box is good too.
Sounds like a haunted hoo-hoo.
It's a girl who can like really, really sing, but then she can also scream and sounds psychotic.
Like what's her name? Or that band? What's the band? The girl that's like
Ginger.
Ginger, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard. I've only listened to one or two Ginger songs, but does she like sing and then growls?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Okay.
Sing, and dude, she can sing, but then she turns. Oh my gosh!
It's the same thing with the Spirit Box stuff. Is she does it too?
Yeah, it's impressive. Definitely impressive.
I was into death metal when I was much younger, and we played in a band and we toured around, and we didn't make money. We probably spent more money than than anything, but it was some of the funnest times of my life. Just
I was going to say, you're having fun, right?
yep. For
Oh,
30
yeah.
for 30 days, like we played 22 shows and just traveled around in a bus. It was
Yeah.
it was cool. And then
Oh, yeah. No, that sounds like a good time.
real life happened. I got offered a good job with where I'm at right now. And it was like, okay, that was fun. I can grow up now.
Yeah.
I still like
You could still do it on the weekends if you wanted to, something
Yeah.
like that.
We've actually talked about doing not a reunion, but an official.
Uh-oh, getting the band back together.
Yeah, put the band to bed show.
Yeah.
We didn't do one of those. I got this job and then I moved to Nashville, so they ended up like getting a different person. I don't play Mona. I did all the screaming and yelling. I'm not talented enough to play an instrument. I don't have coordination.
Yeah. Easton started playing bass guitar. We got him one for Christmas. He's always been interested in that. So
bass is fun. I did play that when I was a teenager, but I can't play anymore.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't think he had it for a half hour, and he was playing the Hook from Seven Nation Army.
Wow.
But he plays that on the saxophone. He plays.
Okay. So he already understood the chord progression and stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. So
Right.
He had it all hooked up, ready to go.
Our old asses. What are we talking about now? Metallica. I always wanted to see. As much of a metalhead fan as I've always been, I've never seen Metallica, and it's kind of shameful. But at this point in time, I don't like their new stuff, so I don't know if I want to. So I don't know if I want to see them.
I saw Metallica on the Injustice for All tour.
Right, that would be a good tour.
This is the kind of hoodlum I was.
Right.
I was on house arrest.
Okay.
Nothing crazy. I didn't do anything stupid. Just lots of getting in trouble, but nothing stupid.
Yep.
And I actually talked my probation officer into letting me go to the concert, and he gave me till midnight. And dude, he drove by at midnight to make sure I was home. And I was like, please, I swear to God, I'll be home. I'll be home.
Yep.
But yeah, dude, I was 17.
17. Yeah, that would Metallica, I missed them. I mean, I started listening to them in '85.
Yeah.
I won't ask you your age, but I'm 50, so I've been around a little while.
Well, I'm 52.
Okay.
Not 50 also, I'm 52.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So same era then, Gen X and
Gen X.
That's right. See all those stupid TikToker things talking about like how they let Gen X off the hook and all that those dumb things.
I can't. Yeah. I have to ignore that stuff. It's like I don't even want to.
Yeah, people don't understand it. We literally did stuff all on our own. We raised ourselves.
Oh yeah, I know. My mom had 2 jobs. I was always watching my little brother. I was not the greatest influence.
No, I wasn't either.
Yeah, my older brother was smart. He hauled butt to the Navy as soon as he graduated. He was out.
I tried that, but I literally passed all the tests, did all the physicals, even got sworn in. But at that time I was 20 and silly, and I didn't pass the piss test. Pot showed up, and they were like, you can come back in 90 days. I'm like, well, if marijuana is going to really change your mind, then it's not worth it. I'm not going to come back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man.
I gave it an effort. It didn't work out. And then I started working. Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my daughter, my middle daughter, she was actually in the Navy for 4 years.
Wow, good for her.
And she was on a ship, so she actually got to see the world.
Right.
She was as much as she was a cook on the ship, so she worked 14 hours a day. It was pretty crazy.
Right.
But she went everywhere, man. Everywhere.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. She loved London. I think if she had her way, she'd probably move there.
To London?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she loved it, the whole vibe, atmosphere. You know what I mean? The
Right.
nightlife when they were there for a little bit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
My youngest went to London, but he's also thinking about the Navy.
Yeah.
He's a military historian. He really, really loves the history of it, and like where all the stuff came from. He knows all the battles of World War I, II. He can. some professors at Harvard probably don't know the information this kid can rattle off to you.
Yeah.
But he wants to go into the Navy, and he wants to do drones, just fly drones around.
Yeah. That's where it's heading, man.
Yep.
That's where it's heading. I know. And I'm used to be really into RC cars. I've slowed down quite a bit. I've still got my drag truck.
Okay.
And we've got a huge fifth scale off-road truck that's just insane. If either one of those trucks hit you, it's breaking bones.
Right. There we go.
Drag truck. I ran 1.75 and 132 feet at 92 miles an hour.
Right.
Yeah, all electric, no gas stuff, but we got a couple other small ones. But how far they've come, and just in the drag racing world of the RCs.
Of RCs.
Dude, when I was running 175s, I was fast. They got the same cars down into the 1.4s now. It's just insane. It's like that. If you want to throw a bunch of money away, get in that hobby.
Get into RC racing.
Get into, yeah, dude.
I remember it was maybe 80s or 90s. There was a big thing about RC racing. There were a lot of indoor places that like all of a sudden appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it only lasted for like 4 or 5 years.
Yep. Now, we used to drag race on a pro tree out in Okeechobee. And just one set of tires for my truck. The tires we run are foam.
Yeah.
You might get a whole day out of them if you make more than 10 passes, but they're $85 for a set, and that's a bargain.
Wow.
That's it.
And you blow them out within a couple tries.
Oh, you burn them down. They get lower and lower, and once they get too low, you got to change your gearing. Then they don't hook as good. It's a pain in the butt, but it was fun while we were doing it.
Steven says, look into the Air Force. Charlie says her daughter's in the Air Force, and they paid for 2 masters without touching her GI Bill. That's pretty sweet.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. Mona says, thanks for your service. Absolutely. To her, Mona. Yeah. It was the same thing, Charlie, up until honestly, like me and my brothers, my father's family was always military. Everybody was in the Marines, and it went back to my grandfather, his great grandfather. My mom was a hippie, so when they got together, somehow she calmed him down, and they didn't push the military on everybody.
Well, that's good. I mean, to each his own. You know, some people want that life, some people don't. Whatever.
Yeah. I have friends that it's done amazing for. I have this friend Alan, talking about reuniting with the band. I haven't talked to the guy in 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And last I knew, he was going into basic training. Well, he's already done his tour. He was a local cop for a while, and now he works for the feds.
Wow.
Yeah. All in 20 years. You know what I mean? That's a pretty good career right there.
Oh, yeah. No, it definitely will open some doors, if that's where you want to go, for sure.
If you're ambitious, there's opportunities.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Carolina's watching. Data, my dad says we go all the way back to the cavalry. Wow.
Dang.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Sean, what's going on, dude? He's back all of a sudden.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, I want to find some stuff like that, some Civil War stuff. But down here, there really isn't any of that stuff. I think North Florida I think Gainesville is about as far south as anything came as far as like the Civil War, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't think they went down too far in battle,
No, I know. I was talking to my brother because in Jupiter, there's a park called Battlefield Park. And I'm like, what battle was there? Why does it have that name? And he's like, I think there was a battle there. And I'm like, I haven't looked into it yet, but I'm going to. But I'm pretty sure it's a state park, so they probably frown upon magnet fishing or metal detecting, because he's like, they take their horses there. And you can buy, they have horse trails and stuff like that.
Right.
And he's like, there's a bridge in there. He's like, I'll bet there's tons of stuff in that water. I'm like, don't say that to me, man.
Yeah.
You're sneaking out there in the middle of the night.
I love when I could just get tips like that,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what happened with a recent one with the bomb. It came from where Josh found a bomb and Brockton had found it a week beforehand.
Oh, geez.
The guy was like, "Go check out this place, Moody Street," and we went to Moody Street, and that's when we found it.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy. I was talking to a guy the day that I got all of that voodoo and that payphone and that old antique iron.
That voodoo stuff is scary, man.
And dude, I'm telling you, these cauldrons, they had to be from the 1800s. I don't know if you watched any of the videos, how old they were.
I watched those ones, the cauldron ones, yeah.
But the one when I got into the voodoo, and then there were stuff drawn in the bottom of it with like white marker. Whatever it wasn't like modern anything. Like even the trinkets that were in there were like pewter trinkets. When's the last time you saw something like that, you know?
A long, long time ago, and it still needs to stay in there.
Oh, yeah, it went back. It went back without a doubt.
Right.
I kept the iron, even though it was like 5 feet away. I'm like, that doesn't have anything to do with it. And I didn't know the iron opened until I pressure washed it. And I'm like, whoa, this thing opens.
Huh.
And I'm like, there better not be anything inside of it. And sure, I opened it. It was empty. I was like, thank God, because I didn't want to go throw that back in.
Yeah.
But there was a fish and wildlife officer. He was retired. He stopped by when I was magnet fishing to talk to me about it. He wanted to get a magnet and try it. And he told me about some spots, and I went searching last Friday.
Yep.
Not a place you ever want to break down.
Wow.
Seen from like horror movies. It is just the worst road you've ever seen in your life.
In the middle of nowhere.
Through farms. One side of the road is sugarcane farms. The other side is rice. And this canal is probably 80 feet wide. I don't know when it was made, but it runs through the center of all this stuff into the Everglades. And he told me they pulled more than 30 cars out of that canal in the 80s.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
and it's out in the middle of nowhere.
Middle of nowhere, but there's really no place to park. On one side of the road is a guardrail a foot off the road, and the other one is an embankment that drops almost straight down.
Yeah. So how would that work?
Yeah. So there's a couple little bridges that go over the canal, really skinny bridges that go to the farms, but it's private property. So I might sneak out there one day and try and make a few throws, but I'd have to park on private property, you know. That's not something I'm going to do with Easton out there.
No.
You know, or maybe even there was one place to park, but I mean, I'd have to walk like probably a mile and then magnet fish off the guardrail.
Right.
But I drove 5 miles out there and 5 miles back and never passed one car.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah, that's something happens out there. And the gators out there are legendary.
A lot bigger than the tiny ones that you got.
Legendary. Absolutely, man. They are no joke. Where we're going Saturday, they stay behind us. They don't come to the lock for some reason, but the gators out there are no joke. That canal actually ties into the one I'm talking to 25 miles down the road.
Wow. So,
yeah, it's some old stuff, but yeah, there's some spots. I'm not fishing from the bank. Not going to happen. Not going to happen, man.
That's what I've started to think about doing, though, is doing exactly what you're talking about. Just walking into the woods, because I've seen some of the people, especially over in the UK, they look like they go in the middle of nowhere and they still pull stuff out of the water.
Oh, yeah. I think, you know, the hardest part for me is finding a place that's super old, because that's where you're going to find all the stuff, because that's when stuff was dumped, you know, so long ago. That's the hard part. Like, I didn't even know that boat lock was built in 1917 until after we left, and I Googled it and researched it. I was like, whoa, makes sense now.
I found that about a bunch of places that I've gone to.
Yeah.
You know, I would have never have thought to look them up until I started magnet fishing at these spots, you know?
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot about Cape Cod history, and I used to not even care about it.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm learning a lot about Florida, and it's like, I'm interested, but now I'm starting to get really interested. You know?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
But,
which is why I started metal detecting too, because I'd love to find some of that stuff.
Yeah, we've got a cheap one. We're gonna hit the beach probably, maybe
Right.
some parks over the summer, but it's just a Amazon Dr. Otech or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it works. We went and did some metal detecting at the beach one day, and man, I pulled up all kinds of tinfoil and you
Yeah.
know,
That's
uh,
all I've really gotten so far too, is
yeah,
just
a couple of pennies. I think that was it. But we've
pull
got
tabs.
one of those cheap little pointers too, the
Yeah.
little carrot looking things. We got one of those, but we're gonna do some of that. But the other thing, that place I was talking about back in the 80s when they were running drugs hardcore through Florida, the guy was telling me they used to land airplanes out there on the
Wow.
roads. And it's like there's no telling what is out there, man. No
Yeah.
telling.
Well, speaking of that, I've been tempted, and I've been. I just watched Black something or whatever, where it's about Whitey Bulger, and I thought about some of the areas of the bridges where they would do things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I wonder what those waters would have.
yeah, no doubt. That's
But at the same time, I don't want to be like, because hey, if they're still active, I don't want them thinking that I'm finding evidence and I'm turning it into the cops.
yeah. I've kind of been gravitating towards Lake Okeechobee. I know, like Mark and Nick, they like to hit a lot of the saltwater stuff,
Right.
but Lake Okeechobee's old. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And there's always been some kind of towns around it. Like when I did that tour last Friday, I went through a city called Belle Glade, which is like super hood now. Like where I used to go to a fish camp out there with my aunt and uncle when I was a kid, and now it's like I drove the same way we used to go, and I was like, wow.
Right.
There's a couple of bridges in that town. Oh, I guarantee you that there is stuff there, but I think I would go at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
From like 6 to 7:30. Easton's not going there, that's for sure.
No, not in those sketchy areas.
No, and then like heading towards Canal Point where we're going Saturday, there's another town called Pahokee.
Right.
And Pahokee's real famous for football players. A lot of football players come out of Pahokee High School. But dude, there were so many houses where just the foundation was left. And I thought, man, metal detecting around that area, the stuff you could find.
My brother says that there's a house behind his, and on their on their property was what you're talking about, a foundation.
Yeah.
Buried under sand.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, these were elevated because all those houses out there were
that's Talia saying hi.
Howdy. Just little wood frame houses. They were kind of like cottages almost,
Yeah, right.
So they're all like a brick or two high.
Yep.
And you can still see it all because they have wood floors.
Right.
But it's like
Brockton's agreeing with me. He says he's been researching Whitey's areas.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then he says, let's go. Let's do it, man. If you go, I'll go.
Yeah. Man, there's some spots in New Jersey.
Right.
Oh, I'm trying to remember. I watched you ever watch those shows where the guys they go and they look for missing people and they float up cars, stuff like that?
Right.
Oh, this mobster from back in the day said that he put a Lincoln in the river right there with a body in the trunk, and sure enough, dude, they pulled up Lincoln parts.
Oof.
Scuba diving.
Right.
But I was thinking they weren't that far off. Sure, I could get that far with a magnet. There's no doubt. But I'm
that's scary if you could connect to something like that.
Oh yeah. But while they were down there, they found all these vintage Coke bottles. They were bringing them up with them. Dude, it was like a treasure hunt down there. But I guess the way the current works, they only had a 1 hour window. I forget what they called the current, but the current got so bad that they had to get out of the water.
Right.
But
it probably had an undertow.
Yeah, kind of like an undertow type thing. They called it a something current. I don't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, because we get undertows down here a lot at the beach.
Right. Same here, and you can actually see them.
Yeah.
If you look at the water at a certain angle, you can see like little lines through it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
absolutely.
And, yeah, Brockton, I want to pull up his Tommy gun too. I'd like to actually see it, but how many eyes do you think would be watching us magnet fishing at Whitey's old spot? It sounds too dangerous to me.
I would have been there already, dude. I can't resist stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can't resist, man. Yeah.
I've been thinking about it, but I don't want to do it alone, just in case.
I know that's funny
kind of
because
it's a scary thing.
I told Mark and Nick, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of looking for somebody brave to go magnet fish in Belle Glade with me.
Huh.
Both of them were like, that's cool.
And they didn't say they were going to go.
No, nobody wants to go there with me.
Right.
Nobody wants to be magnet fishing at 7 a.m, I guess. But dude, the stuff that's in there.
If Sean's serious, I'll go magnet fish Whitey Bulger's place.
Heck yeah.
That'd make a great video.
Yeah, that would, without a doubt.
Yeah, even Steven's saying it. And Talca's in there. Hey, buddy, Luis did magnet fish at some of the bridges. Did you find anything? Brockton, are you in your car? Is that why you're not in here, or do you need the link? I want to find out what happened on those bridges. If you found anything crazy.
Yeah, I almost went back to that bridge where I got the payphone and stuff today because it's not far from where I was working, but I was like, nah, I'm just going to wait.
Right.
I'm just going to wait. That and I don't want to throw anywhere near where I put that voodoo back in, but I know there's more stuff there. You know?
I wouldn't want to go anywhere near that place ever again.
I want to do the other side. I want to know what was under the payphone.
There you go.
Because that was the last thing I pulled up, man. And you want to talk about a fight? That thing weighs like 300 pounds.
Easily. I honestly I'm surprised you guys pulled it up.
Listen, my magnet got hooked into the base of it in a way that I couldn't get my magnet back if I wanted to.
Huh.
I had no choice. So what I did is I tied it off to the bridge where it was at.
Right.
Went and got my grappling hook, hooked it, pulled it over to the side. So now the thing's kind of floating.
Right.
And then let my magnet rope go and just swung it. I did that like 3 times and got it to the shore.
Good Lord.
And then looked around for gators, made sure there was no gators, and then tied a rope around it, hooked it to the truck, and stood it up, dropped it on the tailgate, and shoved it in.
That's some serious weight right there.
Yeah, it is. I was just going to take it to the scrap yard because I got to make a scrap run soon. We've got a lot of stuff, but I think I'm actually going to pressure wash it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And put it on Marketplace to see if anybody wants it for like their man cave or something.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody wants it, I'd rather, if somebody can enjoy it, take it, you know, rather than
throwing it back out again.
A couple bucks worth of scrap, you know?
Right. I actually got to find a local scrapper because I don't have a vehicle where I can put it in there. I have a CRV. Yeah. I can't load up a CRV full of metal.
You need a trailer hitch, man, a little trailer.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing that. I'm going to go down there because U-Haul will do it for like $250.
Yeah.
They'll mount one on there, and then I can get a tiny little gate that'll go in the back of it where I can put the metal, you know?
I gotcha.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I've got a pressure cleaning business, so I actually use my trailer to go to the scrap yard because they use one of those giant magnets, and I don't want that anywhere near my truck.
Right.
Yeah, like, no, that's fine. And my trailer is aluminum, so
yeah,
it's got steel sides on it. It doesn't interfere too bad, you know.
Right.
But,
how much do you usually make on a run?
The first one I took was all magnet fishing stuff, and I think I got like $85.
Wow.
You know, but you wouldn't believe how many bicycles, dude. I think I made a short video and put it up on YouTube when I was making that scrap run, and dude, that trailer was piled high with bicycles. So I was like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, there was some heavy stuff in there. That, and then I pulled up, we pulled up like a shoring pole out of a building. That had to be like 1/4-inch wall steel, and the post was like 6 inches around.
Wow.
But we had to use 2 magnets to get that up on a bridge. That thing was super heavy.
And it was solid.
No, it had like 1/4-inch wall.
Okay.
So it wasn't solid, but it was freaking heavy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But all the bikes, all the rebar. Rebar.
It's funny how that's kind of gone everywhere.
Oh, yeah. I even did that in Nick's video. I showed up. He was doing a video Sunday, and he lives by near my daughter, and I was up there Sunday. And,
right.
So he actually gave me a clamp magnet that's from the magnet store in the UK.
Okay.
Like a 2,500 pound clamp magnet that he doesn't use anymore. He won it on a giveaway or something like that. So I met him out there, and he was at this boat ramp where when I pulled up, I could see him backing up down the ramp because there was a gator that was at least 12 foot that popped up right in his face, like
Good
right
Lord.
in front of him. Yeah, it's in his video. He's backing up, and he's like,
I remember him talking about one, getting really, really close because as he would throw his magnet and that it got its attention and it started coming towards him or something.
yeah.
You're talking about that video?
No, I think this one just came out
Okay.
Tuesday.
All right.
Tuesday, and it's just a boat ramp, and there wasn't much there, but I hung out with him for a few, threw the magnet for a bit, got a couple of things. I got a catfish cowbell. I've lived in Florida my whole life, never heard of one.
I didn't either until you guys were talking about him. Now, how does it work? Like, if that bell is on the water, how does it make a bell sound?
The line's got to be above the water somewhere. They might just tie it off to a post and
maybe that's how it does it.
Yeah, because the catfish lay on the bottom. So I
Okay.
remember when we were fishing when I was a kid, we'd catch them with bacon. You put bacon on there, you would catch catfish, shell turtles, stuff like that. You know, if you catch bread, you're just going to catch regular fish, you know. But the catfish, man, they love the bacon. They'll sniff that out.
Okay.
So that must be how they do it, because a lot of times you'll have a catfish and not even know you have a fish.
Right.
It just swims up to it, eats it, and lays back down. You go to reel your pole in, and it's like, whoa, what's going on here? What's on there?
Right.
Or they're just lazy Florida catfish. I don't know. That's how it was when I was a kid.
I didn't fish a lot, but when I was younger, I did bait for a commercial fisherman. My best friend growing up, his dad owned a boat.
Mm-hmm.
And we would sit there and put squid on the line all day long. You know, we fit tote after tote after tote full of hooks upon hooks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the stinkiest job I ever had because we were in a tiny, like 10 by 10 shed in the middle of summer. And there was no ventilation. But he paid us good for being, for 16, 17 years old. He paid us really, really good.
Oh, yeah.
Like $20 a tote. So if we got one done, one an hour, at that age, we were making good money.
Yeah, I'll bet if you smell dead fish, that brings back some memories, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It does. Plus working in restaurants my whole life, too, down here on the Cape because of all the seafood. You know, too. I mean, Florida is just a year-round version of, we're a seasonal version of Florida, whereas Florida's a year-round version.
We just have small lobster. That's all.
Yeah. Yep. The lobster's bigger.
Lobster.
Yeah, I don't like lobster. I am a very weird Cape Codder, whereas I've never liked seafood.
Dude, that's too funny because I don't like seafood.
Yep.
Dude, I'll eat like this is funny. Fish sticks.
Right. I can't even do that.
No, fish fillets. I'll eat fish fillets with some tartar sauce. That's good. You know, but that's about it, man.
Yeah, it's too fishy tasting. You know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
I used to like lobster when I was a kid, but we actually caught it fresh.
Right.
Know? They were small ones. Dude, the lobster tail and just in butter garlic sauce was awesome. The last time I tried some lobster tail, I was like, ugh, fishy. Yeah, it was really fishy.
I did eat seafood at one point in time, and this is when I was real young. I maybe was 8 or 9, and they were what do they call them? Steamers. And I liked them, but this particular batch was very sandy. And I haven't been able to touch them ever since. From that day on, I didn't touch seafood.
Yeah.
That dirt turned me off.
Yeah. Mouthful of sand.
Yeah.
That's not a party at all. That's no fun.
Absolutely not.
No. So, yeah, that's what we're doing Saturday. Gonna find more spots out around Lake Okeechobee.
Right.
Hit some of these older towns. That's kind of what I've been searching for. Kind of hitting Google Maps and just search and look. I like bridges, man. I have the most fun magnet fishing off of bridges.
I agree. I like being on top of the bridges, not underneath, because.
Yeah, no, not so much underneath, but man, I like getting up on the bridge. And this bridge I did last Friday, I put up a couple of shorts where I got a bunch of railroad stuff and things like that. It's a 2-lane road. The speed limit's only 40. They're doing construction, and semis were coming by like 70, 80 miles an hour.
Right.
But me and Easton had passed it. I won't let him go out on a bridge like that, But I was like, I'm all by myself. I'll do it. And I need some short material. So
I'm debating. Would you go near any regular highways? Would you ever? Is there anything stopping us from doing it? Because I've never seen people fishing off these bridges. So
no, I don't think any highway you're going to be allowed to do anything like that. I think the first cop that saw you, yeah, because there's some bridges on the turnpike down here that, there is no doubt there's stuff in there, but
right,
I wouldn't even try. Now, might be able to get down to the bank there,
yeah,
right in that area and hit some stuff, but
I've tried one of them. I went underneath because it was an old railway.
Right.
Then they actually got rid of it for a long time, and then they finally put a bike bridge over it.
Oh, okay.
But they built the structure and then put these giant rocks down there. And I don't want to lose any magnets. I can just see a magnet getting lost.
Yeah.
And I went to each one of the bridges and each one of the berms and every single one of them. And there was 3 bridges. They were all rocky.
Oh, that sucks.
Yep.
Yeah. See, I was actually going to build a 4-seater jet ski. I've got one. And we were going to use that to go out and do some magnet fishing because we live around the St. Lucie River, right down the street. It's kind of old. I don't know that we get anything out of the river, but there's some other waterways not far from here that were built, like in the 20s, because there was a horrible hurricane where like the whole lower half of the state flooded.
Right.
So they put in these, they built these canals. One goes from Lake Okeechobee to the Atlantic, and one goes from Lake Okeechobee to the Gulf.
Huh.
So they can drain water out. That's,
right.
all part of drainage, but these canals are serious. But in the one canal at a modern boat ramp, I pulled up 2 square nails.
Wow.
Yeah, there's never been a house in the area. There's never been anything built in the area where I pulled up these square nails.
Interesting.
So they had to have this. It was a very busy waterway with all the building going on and all of the locks that were being installed, and they were building a railroad bridge. I don't know if you saw at the end of one of our videos, I took a quick video of a rail bridge, and it's a lift bridge. I've never even seen one in person before.
So it didn't spin, it lifted?
It lifted up. The thing was like 3 stories tall.
Right.
It was wild. Now it's sitting there out of commission now, but yeah, that was built in the 20s when they built that canal.
Huh. So
But
the Cape Cod Canal is, what actually makes us an island, or a man-made island. I thought that place would be chock full because you can't really fish a lot of it because it's rocky, just like everything else around here.
Yeah.
But there is this one pier, and it's probably 30 to 40 feet long, and it goes over the rocks. So I went fishing down there one day and spent probably an hour and a half and got a couple bottle caps, and that was it.
Really?
Yep.
We did a park that I thought it's in a really one of the older towns over here. It's called White City.
Uh-huh.
And I've been there twice. We never really got anything. Now off the bridge I did. Off the bridge I got a Jeep door, one of those soft doors.
A soft door.
The soft door that goes on a Jeep.
Okay. Yep.
Pulled one of those up, and I pulled up this, I think it's part of a dock crane or something like that. It's a huge, giant piece of weird metal. It's got a screw in the end where it'll move back and forth, and it's still got part of the dock attached to it. So it definitely came off a dock.
Right.
But the park, the waterway in there, clean as a whistle. I think I hooked one cast net. That was about it.
So we have this one spot, and I probably have to ask them if I can use it or not. But at the Cape Cod Mall, it's the biggest thing that we have is close to like city shopping,
right?
Is our mall. But behind the movie theater has been this man-made pond. I don't even know if it's a kettle pond or whatever, but it's probably filled with like not good stuff, almost like needles. But I almost want to go in there to see what possibly is in there.
Yeah.
Is
it fenced off or no?
It is, but no, part
Yeah.
of it isn't. But I think because it's on mall property, I'd have to ask them if I can throw a magnet in it.
I don't know. I think I would. That's one of those things you get there early in the morning before anybody else,
Yeah.
and
Well,
take your
they have
take your
24/7
tear so you
security.
can fling it out way out there. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's.
It's just
I
the
did it.
needles part scares me, but I don't even know what those are made of, so they may not even be metallic enough to go onto your magnet.
They're probably. Well, they're definitely partially stainless.
Okay.
So
Public property. A private mall property is public, or is it the building that would be private, and the property would be public? But they still own the parking lot, I would think.
yeah, that's one
And
of
this
those
is
things.
this is literally in the center of the parking lot.
Yeah. The most they could do is say, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Right.
I'm
And then you
cleaning
could
out
say,
your
"This is what
lawn
I'm
for
doing."
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm cleaning
And
up, cleaning everything up for you, free of charge.
And that's what most people are like, "Oh, okay," and they leave you alone when you say
Yeah.
that stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I've only been approached by one guy, and only had one guy actually say no.
Yeah.
A guy in Dennis, this place called Mayfair Boatyard. It was the owner. It was when I was first getting into magnet fishing, so I really wasn't comfortable enough yet talking to the guys yet. So I was like stumbling over my words. I'm like, "Oh, can I magnet fish at your place?" And he's like, "No, you can't."
Yeah.
I'm like, "All right, have a great day."
Yeah. I think most of the people around here, they'd be a hard no.
Yeah,
Yeah. Maybe some of the fish camps around Lake Okeechobee, they might be like, yeah, let's get stuff out of there if they're in there. But marinas out here and anything that connects to the ocean, yeah,
no, they don't have public boat launches like on the oceans itself.
no.
No.
Pretty much everything's private. You know, that's funny because when I went and did that tour last week, I went to Lake Okeechobee, and right now we have what's called blue-green algae.
Right.
That is some dangerous stuff. So I found a public marina
Okay.
that they have a private portion, but it was for the public, and it had all of these docks that went out into Lake Okeechobee. And I thought, man, there's a lot of stuff here without a doubt. But then when I looked down and saw all the algae, I'm like, no way. This stuff looks like antifreeze.
Yeah. We get some of that stuff here. It's like they call it like a cyano something.
This stuff happens.
They call it like a bloom.
Yeah, this happens from sugarcane, and as they go through and they distill it, that's the byproduct.
That's gross.
They dump it in Lake Okeechobee, and then it goes just those two canals I was telling you about that go to the Atlantic and to the Gulf.
Yep.
The stuff takes off right down those canals, gets in our river. It's gross, man. It's horrible.
Yeah.
You know, it stinks. We've got a river, and we used to jet ski in it, and one of the kids, which is now my son-in-law, got severely sick. The doctors couldn't even figure out what was wrong with him, and that's when that algae stuff had popped up.
Right.
He was having all kinds of breathing issues that they couldn't. His fever, like 104, wouldn't go down. And he was the only one that was in the water. He was on a wakeboard.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing what Steve is saying. So Steve, I actually have been trying to get a boat. I just want to get a tiny little dinghy.
That's what I was leading to.
Nothing big, just something that I could put one of those like portable motors on,
Yeah, see, I want something big. We're gonna do away with the 4-seater jet ski idea. Yeah. And we're gonna go pontoon boat.
There you go.
Yeah.
A pontoon boat would be a lot more stable.
Exactly. That's my plan. And a party. I mean,
right.
How can you not have fun on a pontoon boat? I mean,
absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. I remember when I lived in Nashville, there was a pond there, Percy Priest. It was actually a pretty big lake. And that's what people would do. They would hang out on pontoon boats in the middle of this lake.
Oh yeah.
And they would like build a big island out of it because they would bring all of them together.
Oh yeah. And see, like we've got some islands right here in our intercoastal, and right by the inlet to the ocean. Man, every weekend, people, there are just boats lined up as far as you can see. There's a couple little islands or sandbars, all kinds of stuff like that. So
Yeah.
when you're not magnet fishing, you can have fun.
Right. Everybody keeps walking by, like blocking their faces off when they're in your house. What? Are you all right? Carolina just came home with a new dress, and she thinks it looks very medieval.
Uh-oh.
It's not too medieval.
You might be in trouble, or you might be in trouble.
No, I didn't say the medieval thing.
Oh.
She said it. I didn't call her medieval. Nope.
The good thing is it's dark, so.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Hi.
Hello.
Hola.
¿Cómo estás?
Nope, that was it. That's all I got.
That's it.
I've been with her for 5 years, and I'm right there with you. That's all
Everything
I got.
else I have is curse words, except for un momento.
Yeah, I got that one too.
Yeah. I worked with a few Spanish guys back in the day. I used to do it's called test and balance work, and it's all like government air conditioning stuff. They would put in new stuff or a new building, so schools, hospitals, stuff like that. And I would have to go through and measure all the airflows and the air handlers. I mean, some of these things were the size of a semi-trailer.
Yeah.
The air handlers, crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a few cool guys we worked with Siemens. Siemens was the biggest controls company.
Right.
And that stuff.
And now they're into all sorts of tech.
Oh yeah.
See when Talca writes all that stuff, I have no idea what he's saying.
He says, hi, Nina, Carolina. You're nice people. Thank you very much. I say hi. I say a big hello for everybody.
All
And
right.
hi from Chile.
Okay. Hello to Talca. I've actually been watching some of Talca's and some of his friends' videos. Some of the scenery that these guys have.
Oh yeah, dude,
there's
I've
this one
watched
guy-
some of Talca's videos. He comments on almost every video I put up, dude. He's such a nice guy.
Some of his friends have channels too.
Mhm.
And there's one of his friends in Arizona, and the imagery is great. Even if the guy only catches a couple little things, the imagery, and he puts music to it,
Oh, nice.
it's almost like a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of these places in our country are beautiful. I haven't really gone too far from Cape Cod.
Yeah.
I mean, minus that tour, but we were literally playing 22 days in 30 days, 22 shows in 30 days. We weren't spending much time sightseeing.
Yeah, you were kind of busy.
Yeah. So I would like to. I remember going through the arches in Utah, but we didn't stop. So
Yeah. Now, see, I've got some memories like that too. Like I lived in Michigan for 3 years when I was a kid, when I was 5 to when I was 8. And it's funny. I was just watching a video, Vice Grip Garage. I don't know if you ever heard of that on YouTube. And the guy went to Michigan to get a car, and he was driving down the highway, and there's a huge tire in Detroit. I think it's a Uniroyal tire right next to the highway. And I'm like, oh my God, I remember that going to the airport.
Yeah.
But
I actually remember seeing that because we did do it. We went to Detroit.
yeah.
But that was the only place, or the second only place. We went to Birmingham, Alabama, where I actually felt like I wasn't comfortable. I couldn't be there. You know what I mean? This was 2000. Yeah. 2000 Detroit was a rough place.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Grandma Kelly's on a 4-week driving tour right now.
Wow. That's awesome.
Wow.
Oh, he knows I like his videos, Brockton. I told him all the time.
That's funny.
Are you doing well, I don't know if you're driving, Kelly, but are you going east or west first? I remember, dude, like I said, I don't remember many landmarks, but I do remember going through the Rocky Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And this was in April, so the Rocky Mountains were still cold. And there was ice and stuff, and we had 1,600 pounds of gear behind us, and we were in a 16-passenger van, literally with every seat full.
Dang.
Yeah, I was like in my head kissing my family goodbye. That's how petrified I was. It was bad.
Yeah. Now I've gotten to see a lot of stuff. My dad was a truck driver when I was a little kid, so I got to see a few things. I went to the Grand Canyon.
You went there? That's one place that I would really like to see.
Yeah, I got to see some of that. We've been through some I can't even remember every place we went. He lived in Texas at the time.
Right.
I know we went as far as Arizona. I was with him for the summer, and actually through the windshield of the semi, my nose got burnt to the point it was bleeding in Arizona.
God.
Just
Wow.
driving through Arizona. Yeah.
Right. Just
Crazy.
driving?
Yeah, just driving in the semi.
Wow.
Yeah. That was early 80s right there. So sunblock wasn't super popular. They had suntan lotion.
Yeah, everybody
A lot of
was.
sunblock, you know.
Yeah, I remember the 80s. People didn't put on sun lotion, they put on oil.
Yeah.
It was
Yep,
it was the craziest thing in the world, and now all those people have skin that's like leather.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
Skin cancer.
yeah,
Yeah.
that stuff was not good for you.
Oh yeah. No, I've been there. We went to
Oh.
Mexico through Texas while I was there, and then my brother was stationed in California in San Diego
Yeah,
in the Navy, and I went there to help him pack up. So we went down to Tijuana, did some shopping, stuff like that. You know. So I've been to Mexico a couple times. It's pretty cool.
I've only been there once, but Charlie is saying something terrible.
What?
Yeah.
There's a shooting in Minneapolis. An officer is dead. Another one critical. 4 people dead or in critical.
Oh, that's horrible.
Lord.
That is horrible. There's a sheriff here in Polk County, and
Yeah.
a guy opened fire on some deputies the other night, and he says it like it is, man. He
Right.
does not play games. He's like, pull a gun on us, you're gonna die.
It's like any person.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter where you're a cop or anybody. As long as
Yeah.
someone pulls a gun on you, you pull yours back if you have one.
Yeah, this guy does more press conferences, and man, he when you get in trouble in Polk County, it becomes public really fast, and it doesn't matter who you are.
Right.
You could be a fellow officer from someone else, doesn't matter. They do a lot of stings there because there's some serious hood there. You know, people try to take advantage, you know, stuff like that. So, but yeah, he's a character, man. He's always doing news conferences and kind of on the edge, being in trouble. But
We're a little too small like that, but we do have some. We had something horrific happen 4 or 5 years ago. Like they went to arrest some guy at his house. The guy ended up like shooting a cop and a dog.
oh, really?
And it was local here. Yeah, like he got the canine and the guy. It was a horrendous story.
Remember.
Yeah, it was
That was-
Officer Gannon. The guy's name was, and this guy had been failed by the judge multiple times. Let this guy off. He had 21 charges.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, they didn't even call him by his name. They called him 21 because that's how many charges he had. But when the cop answered or knocked on the door, when the door opened, he blasted him right in the face and then shot the dog. That's how brutal this guy was.
Wow.
That type of stuff doesn't normally happen around here, so it kind of really shook up the whole community, you know?
Yeah, we don't get a lot of it. Crazy stuff like that here. Further south, oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like where I grew up, yeah. there's stuff.
Now, how far up north are you, or are you down south?
I'm still pretty far south. I'm in Port St. Lucie, so I'm 2 counties above Palm Beach County.
Okay.
And Palm Beach County geographically is the biggest county in the state.
All right.
I mean, it spans a huge area, and there's a lot of different ghettos in Palm Beach County.
Yeah, he is.
Oh.
Yeah, this is Travis Treasure Coast.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I have family in Florida.
Sorry.
Oh, dude, where at?
Didn't introduce you. Sorry.
Yeah, I have they're everywhere. I am
121.
My sister is she's what is it? She's a nurse in Broward
County.
Oh yeah, I did a lot of schools in Broward County. Yeah, so that's it's about an hour and 15 minutes for me, Broward.
Yeah, and then I have family in Boca. My sisters are in Boca.
Oh yeah, it's Palm Beach County. Yep.
Yeah, and my daughter is in
Vero Beach.
Vero Beach. Yeah.
Well, that's right by me. That's right between me and two brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
that's what I told them. I said, if we go to Florida, there's going to be a day where I'm going to have to meet up with all these guys.
Oh, dude.
Because I know some of you are close, you know?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I live about 50 minutes from Mark, and Vero is like right in the middle. Maybe a little bit closer to him, but it's just the next county up for me. But
what happened?
And, Nick the Magnet Junkie lives up that way. Swampy, he lives up that way and then west. He lives near Kissimmee, St. Cloud area.
Yeah, my mom just came back home probably like 7 years ago, but she lived in DeLand.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
Yeah,
just outside Daytona.
Right.
Yep.
And then before that, when I was a kid, when we lived here most of my life, but they in 6th grade moved us down south to Florida, and we went to Middleburg, which was right near Green Cove Springs.
Yeah.
But like the roads were dirt. There were literally horses that walked around. It was a totally undeveloped neighborhood.
Yeah, it's crazy. You saying that just made me think of an area I need to hit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a trip. I'm not even going to say it out loud because I don't know who's watching, but I just thought of a place that's very old and very sketchy and has some big waterways with seawalls.
Right. Yeah, I wish we had some of the like canal types of things that they have over in England and stuff. They have all those
so much history.
Canals. Yeah, not even just the history, but the canals is just all that footage that they can fish on.
Oh yeah.
They could spend days and days and days just following those walls.
Yeah. And see, like the canals here, they're mostly grass, and like the county I live in, everything is big rocks.
Huh.
Like if it is a canal around here, they're big time on going through. They dredge it, put in these giant boulders all over the place. And then on some of the canals, they actually take, it almost looks like chicken wire, and they make a ledge, and then they turn those sucker fish loose, the ones you put in an aquarium to clean your aquarium.
Oh, yeah. Like the algae fish.
Oh, yeah, I know.
They are everywhere in the canals here. I forget what the heck they're called.
Right.
But yeah, I remember my jet ski broke one day. I was out testing it, and I had to walk it back to the boat ramp, and I was walking on top of that ledge, kicking those fish out of my way, and they were this freaking big.
Yeah, I remember. I had some in. I had a saltwater tank for a while, and I had to put a couple in there, and it helped a bunch because I didn't have to clean as much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We do the same.
But I think that's why they do that. And but like every canal is like that here, and I got my magnet stuck. I threw off of one bridge. I got one piece of rebar. The next throw, I got it stuck the worst I've ever got it stuck. I had to tie another rope to it and then pull my truck down on the canal bank, tie it off to the front hook.
Yeah.
And slowly back up. And I could feel it was in between boulders. I could feel the boulder rocking. I just didn't want the rope to break it.
Yeah.
I got it. But yeah, that was the closest I've ever come to losing my magnet, I think.
I lost one similar, exactly what you're talking about. It had to have been stuck between two rocks, and the rope was long enough that I could bring it around. It was just this tiny little spot.
Yeah.
And tied it to the bumper, and I slowly, like you said, I could feel it. Then I gave it a little bit too much, and the rope snapped in half.
Oh man. See, that's one thing I will say. I have that American flag rope from Harbor Freight.
Okay.
I cannot believe how strong that stuff is.
Really?
Yeah. I bought the camouflage rope from Harbor Freight, and I've had it break.
Really?
And the American flag is a little bit thicker, but I think the American flag has a little bit more nylon in it because it doesn't stay wet very long.
Interesting.
But
that would be even better
talk
too.
About strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, when it was definitely between two big boulders, and I drive a 4-door 250, and
that's pretty amazing that you got it. You know.
Yeah.
I've almost lost some 3 times after that. But Josh has managed to get them all for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I've yet to get one stuck like that. I've got down here, we have pipes on the sides of bridges a lot, like big gas pipes, water pipes.
Same here.
And it's no fun when you get locked on one of those because, man, whatever they're made out of, you want to talk about super magnetic.
Yep. It doesn't
That's
let
the
go.
one fear I have with the Mega Cube because I'm getting it when they get back in stock. I'm getting one, no doubt. But that's the one fear I have is pipes.
You'll just have to be very like discriminatory with where you go with it, you know?
Oh, yeah. It's one that doesn't need to be thrown all the time.
Yep.
But when you lock on something and you keep popping off, time to grab the Mega Cube, you know?
See that? See? I need Mega Cube.
Huh?
I need the Mega Cube.
That was the one that exploded?
No, it's not the one that exploded. But I need it. It's that big one. Big square.
Yeah.
That thing would like be a backbreaker though, you know?
It's heavy. Dude, it is heavy. But I'll tell you, that cube, I'm super impressed. I can't wait to make this video Saturday just so everybody can see how strong it is.
Right.
The beauty part is there's no cover. There's no anything. It's one solid piece.
That's crazy. It's so there's no cover on it. Will it rust like a regular magnet?
Hang on. Let me pull it out of the case.
Right.
We went in brackish water.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
What?
Scared that it doesn't
Scared
have
of
a
it?
cover.
Yeah. It's pretty scary. Thank you, Mona.
Thank you.
I question myself all the time, but yep, thank you.
Nah.
All I did was dry it off.
Really?
That's it.
Wow.
This is the mini cube, but this one's still what, 3,000?
3,000 pounds, dude.
Yeah, it's still 3,000
Wow.
pounds, and look how tiny it is.
Wow.
You can whip that like a baseball.
No, it's heavier than the Terror.
Is it? Okay.
Well, yeah, it's definitely heavier than the Terror, but I mean, hang on. I got.
Yeah, I wouldn't put them too close together there, man. Oh yeah, just grabs it from far away.
Dude, it's. It'll take it out of your hand, dude.
That's crazy.
The case that it comes in the same case as the Mega Cube.
Right.
So this sits down in foam with a foam cover, so it's not close to anything.
Yep.
I mean, it's room in there for your rope, gloves, everything. It's nice.
That's what I'm trying to design. Is I want to put a case where I can put multiples, because I do like to carry a few magnets in case, God forbid, something happens. You know, I have another one with me.
Oh
Or
yeah,
or if somebody shows up, we've got a couple extras. You know.
Yeah, I always bring every magnet I have when I go, which is not a lot. I mean, I've got mine. I've got that Kratos from Mark. Easton's is like the Terror. And then I got a couple of double-sided magnets. And actually, Nick just gave me that clamp magnet. That thing's pretty cool.
I like the clamp. I got the Athena, and I threw it from a riverbank.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually worked really well because it's kind of more like a drag type of magnet.
Yeah,
you know?
it's flatter. Yeah.
Yeah. So I felt better pulling it through there, and it would lock onto all sorts of. I picked up pipe upon pipe upon pipe out of this water all day long. I left it. There was a big, huge pile of pipes when I was done.
Yeah, my oldest daughter lives in Oklahoma, and they're coming down in July.
Right.
So my two grandkids.
Oh, there goes Mark.
They are absolutely dying to go magnet fishing. So Magnetar has a girl power kit, which is pretty cool. It's like a 1,200 pound magnet, 360 magnet.
Yep.
With the Magnetar hat that's all pink and gloves and all that stuff. Yeah, the whole kit.
That's
and
awesome.
Dude, it was like $69. I was like, that's so freaking awesome. So they don't know it yet, but they're gonna get surprised with some Magnetar kits when they get here.
Right.
Yeah, they love to make fun of me though. Hey guys, check it out.
Hello.
Hey guys, what's that?
That's Mark saying hi. Mark's one of the guys that lives down in Florida that if we went down there.
Me and Mark are on a break right now because Nick has a bigger magnet. Okay.
Yeah. You're on a break because he's got a bigger magnet.
Yeah, and Mark's a little jealous of that, but hey.
Mark, you got to get a cube too, man.
Mark said it's not the size of the magnet; it's how you tag with it.
That's how you tag with it. That's right.
Yeah, that's how you tag with the magnet. So I give him
You
credit
know what
there.
though is like I kind of use a bunch of different companies' magnets. I'm not really.
Yeah.
I don't have to play with whoever's, but I stopped using the Titan for a little bit and threw around the Terror after just getting it replaced.
Yeah.
And it's just as strong. I mean,
It is.
I feel like it'll grab anything.
Yeah, the one that Easton has is a 2,000 pound 360, the size of the Terror, and it's
Right.
great. The only bad part is it's so mucky down here in the fresh water.
Yeah,
It's not heavy; it doesn't sink.
right.
So,
So it
if
doesn't
we're
grab
like,
anything that's down below.
we've got this one bridge that we fish, and every time I go there, I get the weirdest stuff. I caught a vibrator there once.
That's it. That's interesting, dude. Because there's actually this pond I haven't been to probably since we started magnet fishing, and it was very mucky, like you're talking about. But I only had light magnets
Yeah,
back then. I haven't gone back with anything heavy.
yeah. Go back with a heavy 360. You'll have
I
some
wonder
good
what's
luck.
in that muck. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
interesting.
But dude, my second time there, I pulled up a cash register. How did I miss it the first time? Because I've been
Wow.
digging up the muck, and I mean a complete cash register.
Yeah, I'll show the video to you later. He pulled it right out. Or he pulled out a phone the other day.
Yeah,
A
a
phone-
whole
phone
payphone.
Payphone,
A phone booth?
like a
Yeah.
payphone, the whole like
Well,
sign,
not a booth. We didn't have booths, but it's five. I
like
mean,
that
actually,
centerpiece that's in the booth. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's almost 6 feet tall.
it was huge.
Wow.
Yeah,
Steven,
like-
thanks for popping in again, buddy. I did put a message out about the hats, so I should have an answer soon too as to why they haven't made it to you yet.
Mhm.
But yeah, thanks for stopping in, Steven.
Yeah, man.
Two brothers. So if we did go down there, we talked about she has time in July and in August
Okay.
that we'd probably go down there. I just
Yeah.
got to figure out what days I can take off from work because
Yeah.
Cape Cod is, this is our time of year where we're super busy.
Yeah.
And I'm not just a cable guy. I work in our business department. So
Right.
I service all of our businesses, all their advanced networks and things like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, we're going to be coming to Florida within, I guess, the next few months.
Yes.
Sweet.
Hopefully. Yeah, I have to go anyway. I have my family there and
Yep.
Mhm.
I have my grandkids there.
Grandkids there. Yeah.
Mhm. I know. I've got 7 grandkids.
Good
Wow.
Lord, man.
Yeah, I had my kids early.
I did too. I have a daughter who's older.
Yeah.
She's 20. God, she's 28. My son's 20, and I have another son who's 16, and then my
Yeah.
stepdaughter who's 12.
My youngest daughter is turning 30 in November.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
you've been done for a while. How's it feel?
Well, I was, but then Easton,
Oh yeah, right.
he just turned 13.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and his mom has 2 daughters, so he's
Okay.
got 5 sisters.
Wow. Poor
Oh,
dude.
yeah,
5 sisters and just him.
yeah,
Man.
yeah. He's been pretty fortunate, pretty spoiled, because he was the only boy, and he's so
Right.
cute, or was. Now he's turning into Mongo.
Mongo.
I mean, he's like 5'10", dude, almost
Wow.
160
Oh, yeah.
pounds.
Yeah. So my 16-year-old, I'm 5'6" on a good day. Okay.
Yeah,
He's 6'1", has a size 13 shoe, and I don't know where it comes from. I'm
Yeah.
literally a hobbit, and
yeah, grandparents, dude. I wound up taller than my dad. I'm almost 6'1". My dad was almost 5'11".
right.
But Easton's got some grandparents, some grandfathers on his mom's side. One was 6'6",
wow.
and one was 6'4". So it's like, yeah, he's gonna be freaking tall. He's already in a size 12
Wow.
shoe. Like,
It's crazy how it happens quickly. I mean, because literally a year ago he wasn't this tall.
yeah, oh yeah, that's how it's going with him. A year ago, it's like, dude, what happened? He passed every one of his sisters. I mean, I thought it would take a while for his one sister because she's 5'9", but nope,
Right.
he got her.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's growing fast, dude. Mark's known Easton since Easton was maybe 18 months.
Okay.
Yeah, I've known Mark
you've
that
known
long.
Mark for a really long time then.
Yeah, yeah, we know each other from jet ski stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, he used to have a shop back in the day, and I used to have a shop back in the day. We used to do stuff like that. So,
Cool.
but yeah, that's how we met. But yeah, Easton was just a little tiny guy, and already starting jet skis. My boy always.
I'd love to get jet skis too, but
Yeah.
I just don't have time for any of that stuff. I wish I had time. I barely have time for magnet fishing, you know?
Oh yeah, no, dude. I'm telling you, I'm getting rid of mine and getting a pontoon boat because I've got a race ski. It's a 1-seater.
Right.
Took out the 63 horsepower 700 and put in an 1100 that's pushing almost 125.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Sweet moves.
It's not about top speed with that ski,
Okay.
but 0 to 60, it'll hang with just about any turbocharged ski out there. You know,
Right.
but that's about it.
Yeah, life's too short.
I hear you, Mark, but I don't know. The grind, the constant grind inside of my head.
Yeah, but I'm
yeah.
definitely going to start looking into pontoon boats. I want to get a big one though. I don't want a little one, man. If we're going to be magnet fishing and having fun,
You want to be able to take out people. Yeah, I get you.
oh yeah, yeah, have some fun without a doubt.
Sweet.
But that'll open up new places too. That'll open up also like railroad bridges that I can't get to.
Exactly. Like all
That'll
those
open up a lot
spots,
of
you know,
stuff.
like I'm telling you, this highway one that I want to hit.
Yep,
I can't get there from the sides, but I could get there with a boat.
exactly.
You know, a tiny little boat that I could sneak into spots.
You know, bass boats would even be good for it because they have a decked front. You
Right.
know what I mean? You can walk right up on the front.
Yep.
But you're not going to have as much room if you get anything big, you know, like to put stuff. I think that's kind of like what the fisher's boat is. This is kind of a bass boat.
Yeah. That's what I kind of been looking at. Similar like a dinghy style, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this has been awesome, Travis. Usually we wrap it up closer to 9. Because Shane comes on. I don't know if Shane's still sticking around here. But
okay.
Buenas noches, Luis.
Yeah. It looks like Louise is leaving Telka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark built a sweet boat for magnet fishing, but it's so nice he won't use it. It's a jet ski John boat.
Jet ski John boat. Okay. So that's the type I'm talking about, like a John boat, but with some sort of like one of those motors that you can take on and off, you know?
Oh, like a trolling motor.
Yeah, like not to go real fast, but just enough to go to an area, you know?
Mark put a 1200 triple jet ski motor in this John boat. It's a big one. And then he flat decked it, but he won't ever take it magnet fishing. It's too pretty.
What a waste. You tell me you tell me life's too short there, Mark.
Yeah.
Take that boat out, man.
Life's too short to get your boat dirty. What?
Oh, snap.
That just happened.
Right. Well, Travis, again, appreciate you, dude.
Man. Good
I'm gonna wrap
times.
it up
Good
here.
times.
I will. I'm gonna quickly find Shane's link. I don't know where that is. That way, everybody can follow it over there.
Cool. So, all right, guys.
We'll catch you soon. I appreciate it, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Nice to
It's a
meet
good time. And I think I'm going to go live Saturday morning while we're out there at that boat lock.
Cool. I usually work, but you know, I try to keep a phone handy next to my work phone, and I watch stuff all day long because I drive between jobs, and so yeah.
Gotcha.
We'll check it out. Yeah, let me just get the link here, Two Brothers, and we'll get going. Where is the link? Why doesn't it show up on here all of a sudden? Ohio River History. There we go. Jeez. Share. Sorry, guys. Where did I go all of a sudden? Right here. Jesus. You'd think this is my first day on the job.
Dude, I'm computer illiterate, so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I try to use the phone for putting in the links because I don't know if it works from StreamYard or whatever this is.
Yeah. No, phone's definitely easier for a lot of stuff.
100%. Again, thanks a lot, Travis. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Bye.
Appreciate you all stopping in. We will see you again next week. Let's move on over to Shane's. Appreciate everybody stopping in. Thank you. Bye.